All right, here is a mashal, a parable about waiting for Moshiach. Parable. Once there was a king, a big, royal, powerful king, and this king loved roosters. Roosters. Some people love the beauty of a horse, right? I think on Ferraris they have a picture of a horse. And some people love a bull, right? Some people, anyway, he loved roosters. That really inspired him. And if you look at it, roosters are pretty inspiring. I mean, they're majestic. They're also fierce roosters, and they're colorful. They're colorful, and they stand upright. They're very sort of masculine, roosters. So anyway, that really inspired him, roosters. So to the degree that he commissioned artists, he wanted a big, huge, 10-foot high, 20-foot high picture of a rooster to be placed opposite him in his palace or behind him in his palace, whatever it is. That's what he liked, the roosters. So he commissioned some artists to draw the picture. Wasn't what he wanted. So finally, he decided he had to go all out on this thing. And he made an offer that anyone who could draw a picture of a rooster the way he wanted, he would give such and such a prize. So send in small examples. The people sent in, didn't like any of them. And he found that there were 3 expert artists in the world. Expert artists. And he sent to them, can you draw a picture of the... And they all said, listen, we're very busy. We would like to do it very much, and we don't know. So he said, listen, I will promise you $10 million if you draw the proper picture. And if it's not the picture that I want, you get $1 million. And I'll provide all of your needs and everything like that. And you'll stay by me. I'll provide you a house and all the materials you want, 1/2 a year practice to get ready for the big day. He said, okay. So he brought these 3 artists, world-renowned artists, gave each one a house with a big studio, huge studio, anything they wanted, food, anything they wanted in order to give them the proper mood and practice the best brushes, the best colors, the best everything. Sit in this room and to practice. And until they drew a picture and to present their picture. At the end of the half a year, they would present their picture that they finished after their half year of work, represented. And it would be a huge ceremony, a big ceremony. So sure enough, the half a year finished, and the king meanwhile built this huge amphitheater outside. Thousands of people were sitting around. At one end on the ground was sitting the king, surrounded by his entourage and his guards and everything like that. On the other hand, on the other side were 3 huge canvases covered with drapes, with a drape. Each one had a big drape over it, 3 huge canvases. And this was the finished work of these world-renowned artists drawing the rooster, the depiction of a rooster on these 3 huge canvases. And the king arranged it so there was spotlights on there and there was music. He knew how to make a ceremony. So the place was filled, and the king sat at one end, and the 3 artists, each one stood next to his huge canvas, each covered over by a drape. And the king said, and now the first artist, the Honorable Pierre Dubray, will show his picture, his part. Then the drums rolled and the trumpets blared and the lights went off and just the spotlight went on his thing. And he majestically, theatrically pulled the cord and the drape fell, and everyone saw this amazing picture of a rooster, just amazing picture. And the king looked at it and says, "Whoa, that's really just beautiful." People clapped, everyone was clapping. King said, that's really very beautiful. One over, he said, but listen, the fact is it's not exactly what I wanted. Not exactly what I wanted. But if that's the best one, I'll put it up. I'll put that up. and you get what did I say? I don't remember what I said in the beginning. The $10 million prize, you get it. But let's see what the others. If not, you only get 1 million, right? He said, okay, let's see the second. The drums roll. Now there's a little bit longer drum roll. The tension builds up. The trumpets blare. The spotlight goes on the second picture, and there's total silence. He pulls the cord, and sure enough, the second picture is really more impressive than the first one. Oh, everybody looks and they're clapping. A couple of people even stand up and they're clapping. The king goes over and he says, "This is very beautiful. This is really exquisite, exquisite." Said, I can't say you're a better artist than the first, but you touched more on what I like. This is what I've been looking for, but it's still not exactly. I mean, this is the closest I've ever seen. I mean, I have to give it to you. Let's see what the third. If the third one is not better, then you get the $10 million prize. He says, all right, now let us see the third. And so the drums roll and the trumpets blare and the tension builds up. And the third artist stands in front of his painting and the drums stop, pulls the cord, and the canvas is empty. Empty. A blank canvas. The crowd was talking. Everyone's talking, what's this? What's this? A couple of people go, woo. The king starts to get angry. What is this? I provided for you. I brought you from far. I provided a home for you. Half a year. You didn't do anything in that half a year. Nothing whatsoever. What you just ate. He said, Your Majesty, please. I didn't mean to anger you. I'm requesting just 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, no more, of patience, and I'll show you something you've never seen before. The king said, I think we've had enough. Please, Your Majesty. You said that the first two weren't exactly what you want. I think this will be exactly what you want. Please, Your Majesty. The king said, all right, let's see it. So the man stands there, he looks at the king for about a minute. And then he takes his palette and he starts this flurry of colors start to come over, and he draws lines in red and green and blue and yellow and lines and puts points and this and background. After 15 minutes, all of a sudden it's revealed to everyone, a rooster, they never saw such a thing. The whole crowd is silent. One person stands up, bravo, bravo. Another person, bravo, until the whole crowd, thousands of people are yelling, bravo, bravo. The king is crying, weeping. He's hugging this artist. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. This is the rooster. This is the essence of what I'm living for. This is the rooster. It's majesty and power and everything. And said, you win the prize. And the other artists also, they say, this is just amazing. How did you do that? So the king said, listen, I want you to explain something to me. Why didn't you do this at home? Why did you have to drive me crazy with an empty thing? So he said, Your Majesty, I would like it if you came to the place, the house that you gave me. Goes up from the crowd, wow, the king's going to leave. He said, okay, I'll go with you. So he goes to the king follows after him with all of his guards and everything, and all the people are also after him. He comes to the house, open the door, Your Majesty. Opens it up. What does he see? Pictures of roosters. Roosters. At first there's 10, 15, 20. Behind each one there's another 10, 15, 20. The big studio that he has filled with pictures of roosters on the ceiling, on the rug. And every canvas is everywhere. The king says, what is the meaning of this? He said, Your Majesty, I knew that I could not accurately depict your appreciation of a rooster. The rooster you have in your mind could never be in my mind. I knew that the only way I could be properly inspired to really appreciate what you think a rooster should be is only in your presence. Therefore, I practiced and practiced and practiced the whole 6 months without stopping, so that when it came that moment that I was in front of you, I would receive the inspiration directly from your soul on what a rooster should be. That's why it was blank, and that's why I had to wait to be in front of you and get your vibes to draw the proper picture. That's why it was a book. It's the same thing with us. What Mashiach is exactly, we can read about, we can understand, we can practice like the artists that practice for a half a year. But what it's going to be when it really happens is something that's totally incomprehensible. Mashiach is actually going to explain all of the pain of the Jews. It's going to be something so incredibly good that we can't comprehend that good. But we have to practice. We have to practice and to get ready for that moment when it's going to happen. And when it does happen, then inspiration, then we'll be able to really participate in a full way with all of our being in the arrival of Mashiach. And that's when it's going to bring all the Jews back to Israel with the Holy Temple. That's why we need Mashiach now. Long live the King, Yechia Melech. Any second now, we're going to see it happen. And how it's going to happen, I don't know. But when it's going to happen, I know. Right now. Have a good day with Mashiach now. Tomorrow is Friday, and we will learn. We'll finish the Likutei Torah with 8:15 in the morning. See you all. God bless you. Have a good day. We're going to do this over here.
Thank you.
Thank you.